test ride with the two bikes. Testing Grand out.
Testing the riders. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a big sweat on.
Been broken, yeah.
Where are you, Paro?
Right, out on the DRZ again. It's another beautiful day in the Scenic Rim. Going for a ride with my good mate Craig Roberts, hard enduro addict. Yeah, we're just going to go explore Scenic Rim, have a bit of a look around. We'll see where we end up. Alright.
I was lost then.
Sorry man, I only just saw your message.
No, that's alright.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
Come
I
get
figured it
water.
out, but it took me all the back way.
After our desert adventure last year, Craig has been planning another one. And since the last one, we've made a few tweaks and changes to the bikes. And he's come down from Brisbane to my neck of the woods, the Scenic Rim. We thought we'd give the bikes a good shakeout ride. And I've got one place in mind that'd fit the bill, pardon the pun. And here to tell you all about his next trip is the hard man himself.
After the great adventure trip we had on the DRZs last year, after all the effort we did by setting the bikes up and making everything right and all the expenses, we thought may as well do another trip. I was following John Hudson and Scotty Britnell doing the Across Australia record. From Steep Point in WA to Byron Bay or vice versa. They were doing it in like 70 hours or something like that. I thought, geez, that'd be a great trip to do one day. I mean, I don't mean break any records, but just to do the trip to see the country on two wheels straight through the middle of Australia. So that's a bit of me. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to give you guys an overview of the ride. So we are shipping the bikes from Brisbane and Sydney across to Perth. We then pick the bikes up in Perth and we ride 1,000 k's north to Steep Point, which is the furthest westerly point on the Australian mainland. Then we're going to ride across 3,000 k's across WA, and then we join the Great Central Road and ride to the Northern Territory border, past the Rock again into Alice Springs. When we're in Alice Springs, we get to watch the Fink Desert Race, which will be pretty cool, and have a service day there and check the bikes out. And then we're going to ride down to Mount Dare, load the bikes up with fuel for the 800k crossing of the Magadan line on the Simpson. It's not even on this map, so that's how crazy this thing is. Into Birdsville again, as per normal. Might have to do the bypass. We might have to come down the Hay River track because there's some water still there, but we have to cross them bridges when we get to them. Down to Inaminka again, and then hugging the New South Wales Queensland border all the way across to Byron Bay, which is the furthest easterly point on the mainland. Take a picture there with a sign, and then back home to Brisbane. 7,200 k's I reckon it's going to take us, and yeah, should be a good ride. And I'm calling it Across the Guts. So yeah, that's the trip. Now I can't do an adventure like this without my trusty sidekick, the king of fuss, my brother from another mother, Paddo Patterson. You may remember him from such things as Desert Doctors and Rusty Demons of Dirt. And he's back. He's back for more pain and fussing. And we're going to meet him in Perth. He's shipping his bike from Sydney. I'm shipping my bike from Brisbane. We're going to get to Perth, do some fussing, and then we're off riding 7,000 k's home, straight across the guts of Australia.
And you can catch that series on Craig's channel soon. And what about me and my trusty DRZ, I hear you ask? Well, unfortunately, we won't be going with them this time, but we'll be sending it west to Alice Springs to meet them halfway. Watch some of the Fink Desert Race, see some sights, and just getting there and back becomes one epic adventure in itself. But for now, let's hit the road on these dirt tractors. We got some shaking out to do. There are so many great places to ride in the Scenic Rim, but today the tar just won't cut it. Craig eats dirt, rocks and mud for breakfast, so we're kicking this ride off in the little country town of Canungra.
Yeah, so if we go to O'Reilly's, we go that way. You want to go for a bit of a dirt ride, or?
Whatever you want to do, mate. I'll follow you.
Yeah, you can get something up at O'Reilly's possibly if you want to lunch up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, whatever. I don't mind doing whatever. A couple of hours.
Okay, all right.
And so it's all settled. Dirt it is then. And we're taking the Lamington National Park Road from Canungra 35 k's up to O'Reilly's Plateau. As the road twists its way up the mountain, there's awesome views over the Scenic Rim, and it's definitely one of my favourite places to ride. Now, just as a word of warning, watch out for those slippery cow pads that seem to be laid on the apex of corners. Not to mention the odd cattle grid. There's plenty of those on the way up. As the road snakes its way up the mountain, the views are to die for. But keep your eyes on the road, just to make sure you don't. Another thing to consider is choosing a good time to ride up here, either early mornings or a weekday like we did, as it gets too congested on weekends. One little section that adds a little bit of character to this road is where I'm about to show you now, a hairpin through a cutting in the rocks. It's pretty cool, you're surrounded by rocks from either side. Don't worry, this single lane section is only one way, until of course you fire out the other side. And as we continue up the mountain, the road opens up into a series of sweeping turns with views across the Scenic Rim that satisfy any road rider. And it's not long after that that the road ascends into the first section of rainforest. And make sure you take a quick turn left up to Cameron Lookout. The 360-degree views of the Scenic Rim from up here are just amazing. You don't want to miss that. And it's such a perfect place to stop for a break.
Have a quick stretch.
Yeah.
Not bad up here, is it?
Yeah, nice drill.
Yeah. Sort of on the way, so.
Here's a quick bird's eye view from the drone to show you what I'm talking about. This rich and fertile area of mountainous rainforest is part of Lamington National Park, the remnants of a colossal shield volcano 23 million years in the making.
Yeah,
I know it's bent over, but
yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah,
I put my 10-litre mark on it.
yeah.
Half the time.
So far we're both satisfied with the fuel economy of the bikes, about under 4 litres per 100.
How far is it? How big?
It's not far now. It's only, it's literally like 5 minutes away.
Both of these bikes are running safari tanks with JD jetting kits in the carburetors.
At least the rain stayed away so far.
Next stop will be O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat for some lunch. And as you climb up the mountain, the scenery becomes more diverse, with the road popping in and out of the rainforest. Entering the Green Mountains section of Lamington National Park, the road then narrows down to one lane. So watch out for oncoming cars, and not only that, the odd RV. Then finally we arrive at O'Reilly's Rainforest Retreat for lunch. A popular destination in the Scenic Rim with so much on offer. This well-established eco-tourism resort is popular for bushwalking and bird feeding, as well as a full-scale replica of the Stinson Trimotor aircraft that crashed not far from here. And the amazing story of Bernard O'Reilly, who single-handedly found it and its survivors back in 1937. Up next, we finally hit the dirt, and maybe even some mud.
Righto.
Backtracking a few k's from where we just came from, we turn left down Duck Creek Road.
Alright, mud first.
The region has had about 3 weeks of non-stop rain, so I'm expecting a little bit of mud today. But on the flip side, everything is looking so green. It's actually looking more like New Zealand than Australia.
Taking it a bit easy because I'm not sure how washed out it is in places. Yeah, it should be okay though. It's alright. There's going to be some muddy bits, but it's not as bad as I thought it might be. But and it looks like today this track is fully meeting my expectations. Go through the middle, Just a little puddle. Pretty smooth up here actually compared to how it usually is. It used to be. I think it gets a bit rockier down the bottom. And as we descend down the mountain, the track turns from rainforest into eucalypt forest, with a few more mud puddles. Yeah, that's right, yeah. It's a bit more interesting than doing tar for you anyway. So. I know you can do dirt all day tomorrow, I think there, but that's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, we can test the suspension on it, on the rocks. Craig's got an enduro ride coming up tomorrow, so I figured I'd let him pass, and he's probably sick of looking at the back of my head. Yeah. And at the speed I'm riding, he's probably nearly falling over. It's time to release the red bear. Both of these DRZs are running aftermarket suspension, with Craig running DB race suspension, who are actually not far from me, whereas my bike is running Technic suspension, with both bikes set up for the extra weight of those safari tanks and all the extra gear that you take on an adventure. It's always a compromise, but both of us are more than happy with how these bikes are handling. Yeah, good. Yeah, quite happy with it. Really, but so I don't think I've ever bottomed this out once. This suspension. I haven't done any big jumps or anything like that on it, but it's just yeah, it's set up really nicely. That's sort of why I didn't touch it too much. You know, I just really happy with how the guy had set it up. Like even the throttle response is so crisp on this. You know, too. Yeah, really nice. Yeah. In all the years I've been coming here, I've never seen so many mud puddles, but it makes for an interesting ride. We're coming up to the next section of this track called John Shepherd Lookout, and after that, the track gets a lot more challenging. John Shepherd Lookout. Yeah, that's where it gets rocky. Yeah, it was, yeah. This will be up your alley, this part. See you in 10 minutes. Yeah. And it wasn't long before Craig just about disappeared from sight. But I'm just going to idle my way down and take it easy. I've never seen this track so chopped up. In fact, Craig's so far ahead now that our intercoms have disconnected. Alright, we're disconnected. Means Craig's gone beyond line of sight. There we are, reconnect automatically. Didn't reconnect? Yeah, I know. You think they just link up automatically? There we go. Yeah, there we go. Righto, with comms sorted, we're ready to go again. Lantana.
Almost like the two of you took me on the 1200 that time up in there last, was it? No, it was Sunshine Coast, wasn't it? The Lantana expedition that we did on their big bikes. Anyway, years ago. Here we go. I can tell that Craig would be loving this. He'd be grinning in his helmet. The more challenging for him, the better. We're going to take tomorrow off now. I've never seen this track so cut up and so overgrown with Lantana, but the DRZs are handling it easily. Bloody good, these bikes, aren't they, when you think about it? They're so versatile. When you look at what they can do, they're just you know, sure, yeah, they got their limits, but they do it. Yeah, didn't bottom out there. Just as a contrast, here's a photo of my XL250 over 30 years ago at this same section. The track certainly looks a lot more different now. Now here's something I never expected to see, a four-wheel drive, and he's pulled aside for us. Thanks, mate. Yeah. Just round this corner. Just here's where I got my flat on Montana Road. Yeah, it was so funny when it happened, because I stopped and there was this big spider came out of the bush and started running after Paul. It was like a big funnel web. He was like screaming and sort of jumping backwards away from this thing. I said, Paul, it's a fucking spider. And I just walked up and stood on it in my boots. That's all you got to do. But to be fair to my buddy Paul, if it wasn't for him going and buying me a new tube, I'd probably still be sitting there. Should be a gate down here somewhere. Okay. That's unusual. Usually a sign saying keep gate closed. Anyway, we'll leave it. Nice gate we got open. It's always a good rule of thumb to leave gates as you found them. If they're open, leave them open. If they're closed, close them. Back brake needs adjusting. Not really designed for what way we've built these bikes, but here's probably a good place to stop for a drink. You've probably passed it now. How far down are you? Just here? Can you turn around on that track or not? I want to see a pivot turn. Good, pretty good. That light is way brighter now. Yeah, everybody will see. Both of these bikes are now running steady LED headlights and they make a huge difference. Franklin Brothers Lookout, there you go. Time for a well-earned break. And how's the Serenity, apart from those cicadas?
Test ride with the two bikes. Testing Grand out.
Testing the riders. Yeah.
Oh, he's got a big sweat on.
Hasn't broken yet.
Where are you, Paro?
And then the conversation turns to tyres.
Yeah.
My bike is still currently running the Pirelli Scorpion MT21 front D606 rear. Craig's is Pirelli Scorpion Rally Race front D606 rear.
This was good for that, put a post up. Okay, you get a lot of shit on it, but it's like 5 people say MT21, you're like, oh, well, I'll go with 5 people's suggestion, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
50%,
Yeah, well, the bloke that had it before me, he did it on these same tyres.
Like not the exact same tyres, same brand, so that same combination. So that was why, and I thought, oh, they were brand new, so I thought I'll just leave it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely probably go for that one you got on the front there. But I like that Moto's Desert, I think it's called. A few people recommended that too. So I don't know. Have you heard anything different? But yeah.
No, I've heard good things about that Moto one as well, yeah.
Yeah, so I might even go that one. It's actually it's a little bit of a wider tyre too, but it's different shape. But anyway, I suppose they're all much of a muchness. That's a 606, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you rate them on back after that whole trip, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I reckon it's going to be fair on the last trip, because when we go from Birdsville to Byron Bay, we're going to do a shitload more dirt than we did on the last trip.
Yep.
Craig reckons he got over 10,000 Ks out of his rally race front.
I know, it's amazing. Even
Sounds like a good choice for my next tyre.
I really used to underrate these bikes. You know, look at the DRZ and think, oh, yeah, it's just a poor man's freaking, you know, dirt bike or whatever. Unreal. Yeah, really good.
This last section now downhill is really looking rutted out. It must have had a lot of water through here.
Stay left, yeah. Okay. Yeah, good job. Yeah, certainly a lot more technical than last time. Can you imagine the water flowing down here? Would have been rapids. Yeah, before. Yeah, that was there before. Yeah, I think it's been there a few years. That one. I don't know what that would fix it up actually.
The second last gate of the day, and the end of that steep, gnarly downhill section.
Kick it. Stay there, bike.
Remember, always leave gates as you found them.
The rest is a piece of cake now.
This last section is so enjoyable. It's like a reward for all that hard work.
Puff of smoke out of it there.
This section's a lot more open, so you can up your speed a bit and you've got good visibility. And it crosses over Duck Creek many times. It's great fun.
Yeah, that'll be it there.
But just be careful on those slippery causeways because they can really catch you out.
So many guys slide out on these because they give it gas, you know, coming through, and then the back just comes around. Yeah. Just roll off.
Just look at Craig go, he's absolutely loving it. And when we get to this section, I know we're getting to the end of the road.
Yeah, it's a good little loop, that one. I used to enjoy it, and then they closed it for ages, so should be able to sort of do it again.
And then coming into sight is the final and last gate. Or the first gate if you're coming in the other direction.
Yeah, I'll get off and get it if you want. else. Which way to Bow Desert? Whoops, maybe there is one more gate. Is that gate closed or open? Okay, good. That's it then. End of the dirt. Ooh, a few washouts here. That's it. All tar now. All the way home. Not bad. Well, I hope you enjoyed our DRZ Shakeout ride through the Scenic Rim and down Duck Creek Road as much as we did. Thanks for watching. And as they say, all good things must come to an end. It's time to say goodbye to Craig.
Take it easy, man. Have a good ride back.
Right, she's looking a little bit dirtier now than when I left. Must be a bit of cow pad. Can't even read the number plate. Well, almost. Anyway, look at that. Now it looks like an adventure bike. Well, thanks again for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that one. And I hope you'll join us on our next Moto adventure.